Okay, here I am at Hampstead Heath. Just going to wander around basically and talk about the Danny Baker debacle. I thought I'd just come out to do the vlog rather than the usual sitting in my room. It's a decent day, but I'm going to take the road less travelled, I think, because it's a bit busy because the sun has come out. It's a sweltering, well, about 15 centigrade Celsius, which is, I don't know what, 60 something Fahrenheit maybe? Yeah. Boiling. So Danny Baker, and I don't know actually where these paths go. So I may be backtracking on myself somewhere, I don't know, but let's just see. Yeah, so Danny Baker, in case you don't know, tweeted about the royal baby, Archie. And he tweeted a picture of like a I don't know, a 1950s or something stock black and white photo of two smartly dressed people walking a chimpanzee out of or down some steps, and with the caption "Royal baby leaves hospital." Somebody's left their hat here. And everybody's up in arms about it, basically. Now, at first I didn't know why people were so upset, because, you know, I mean, surely insulting the royal family is normal. But, you know, so they're privileged and taking all our money and living the life of Riley. So why not make a joke about the fact that all the papers are gaga about some woman having a baby, right? But that wasn't the point, of course. When somebody reminded me that, hello, Meghan is black, then I saw the connection, right? Because, of course, monkeys and chimps and so on have been used to insult people of other races, probably since before recorded history, I should imagine. I don't know. And certainly in this country it was a normal insult at one time. And I think they even thought that the natives of other races were actually inferior, apparently. That's if you assume that a chimpanzee is inferior, which most humans would, I suppose. Technically speaking, we're just different by about 2%, just so you know. Whether that's inferior or superior depends on your point of view. But it's different anyway. This is the bluebell season still. I think in my Extinction Rebellion video I mentioned that. But anyway, everybody's upset. And I was wondering, well, what do I think about it? And, well, in truth, I actually think it was an accident. I'll explain why. Because some people are going to say there's no way that could have been an accident. Right? Everybody must know that. But I'm going to explain why I think it could happen accidentally. Because actually I think that I could have made the same mistake, potentially. I mean, although I'm not into tweeting jokes about the royals or anything particularly. I might retweet a good one sometimes. But there you go. But yes, I actually feel that I could in fact have made exactly the same mistake were I into tweeting about that sort of thing. I've got a little notebook out here. It's getting greenfly landing on it. There we go. Go away. Right. So I've got some notes. There we go. Now some people are going to say, before I say anything, yeah, but you're a white guy, so you would defend him, wouldn't you? But strictly speaking, first of all, that's a straw man argument. You should deal with the actual issue, with the argument, and not with who's saying it. Although in some circumstances, looking at who's saying something can tell you a lot. But me, I'm trying to be objective. And actually, I'm not 100% white anyway. I don't know exactly what I am because I haven't been to ancestry.com or wherever to find out, because I don't trust them with my data. So it'll remain a mystery forever. But I'm at least 25% other stuff. Anyway. And also, actually, I have experienced some, not much, but a little bit of racism over the years. Every now and then, once in a blue moon, somebody will say something stupid. And, well, I just leave them to it. I'm not interested, really. Now, where do I go here? I've got a choice. I think they both lead to the same place, actually. Let's go down here and have a look. For Cecily or Cecile and Martin Flack on the occasion of her 90th birthday, 15th of August 1978. I think I'm going to be walking along there, I think. Well, I'm tempted not to. Well, let's do a bit of both. I don't know. So anyway, first thing you're going to want to know is how could it possibly be an accident? Surely anybody would know that equating the royal baby, which is derived from Meghan, with a chimpanzee is going to be bad manners, let's say. Bad politics, certainly. And bad for one's career. Well, I think I'll walk along here a bit, get into the woods a bit later. This road is the Vale of Health. It sounds very nudist camp, doesn't it? But it's Hampstead. Not quite the same thing, but not all that different either. Ooh, got a critter on my hand. I don't know if the camera can focus. Pardon me, there is still some biodiversity around. Not much, but some. So how is it possible? I will say, first of all, it is not possible for a racist to make this kind of mistake, because it would be in the forefront of their mind exactly what they were saying and what it means. Probably also not possible for someone who sees themselves as a victim of racism to make the same mistake, because again, it's going to be in the forefront of their minds. So just think about it. If race is important to you, you're not going to make this mistake. Obviously, because you would get like instant radar alert if you're writing anything of that sort. Warning, job in danger. Right? Warning, bad manners. Or something. So it can only be done as a mistake by someone for whom race is not really on their mind. You see, for many people, myself included, race is a non-issue. It is just not important to me. I mean, when I see people, I don't notice lots of things about them. I don't notice what race they are, typically. I don't notice their eye colour. I don't notice their shoe size or their dress size or something like that. I don't notice their height particularly. I mean, if I were, Napoleon from Time Bandits, I would definitely notice a person's height, right? But as I'm not, I don't care. Incidentally, D.H. Lawrence lived in that house in 1915. So when you see people, how often do you notice their eye colour? I bet it's not very often. For most people it isn't. You don't notice it at all unless it's really striking. And the reason is, you don't care, right? So, I had forgotten that Megan was supposed to be black, or a woman of colour, or whatever this week's politically correct terminology is. Simply because I don't notice it and I don't care, it doesn't matter. When I see people, I don't notice any of these things, or actually I don't notice anything much, really. I just wait to see what they're like and respond accordingly. And I don't see anything wrong with that. But any racist would know for sure that they should not tweet that if they know what's good for them. That, in other words, if they've got a job to do and they want to keep it. Where shall I go? I want to go up here, I think. This is the most mysterious path. So when I look at Megan, for example, I don't see a black woman, I see a woman. And similarly, when I look at Harry, I don't see a young white guy, I see a white guy. Almost old enough to be married to Megan, somehow, but somehow he seems a bit young for all that, to me still, but I guess he's managing. So I'm just saying that maybe, in fact, very likely Danny Baker's the same, because his reaction is pretty much how I would have reacted too. That he tweeted it, somebody pointed out, "Oh wait, what's this?" And he was like, "Oh my God, no!" And he removed the tweet. And he's apologised. More green fly on me here. And tried to explain that he could have chosen any joke, Tom Thumb or something else, a baby in a crown. But he just happened to choose this one, and history has been made, and he lost his job because, of course, the BBC are complete politically correct cowards who would never stand by their staff for 2 seconds. In memory of Dorothy Rather, 1904 to 1995, who fed the birds here. I think I want to walk down this way, actually. So yeah, when I look at people I don't notice their eye colour or anything, so because it's just not important. So what is important really is for us all to get race out of our heads, so that our life and happiness is not controlled by the haters. Of which there are still far too many. When we see people, we should see them as people. We can monitor ourselves, we should see people as people, and not as this or that type of person. Because think about it, if you see people as black people or white people or Chinese people or whatever, you will actually be disadvantaging yourself. You're actually sabotaging yourself. Imagine you go for like a job interview and you see the interviewer, oh my god, he's a, or she's a whatever, you know, a white person, a black person, a Chinese person, a Native American or something, I don't know what, Inca. You start thinking, oh, I'm never going to get this job now. The racist glass ceiling is here. And that person, if they're racist, you're right, you're stuffed. But if they're not, they're just going to see that you are kind of cagey with them, and you're going to put them off you. Because if, like me, you wait to see what people are like, and if I see people are not being open, they're hiding something, or there's some resentfulness coming out for no good reason, well, they're going to perform not so well in the interview, aren't they? So my thinking is, when racism happens, drop it. All you have to do is not mix with nasty people, right? Tina Gamp, missed greatly, adored wholeheartedly. She loved the Heath so much, always in the hearts of her family and friends. So, yeah, when someone does something racist, you might well be upset about it for a while and angry. But I would say, if it's still ruining your life after 24 hours, you need to drop it. Just cut those people off. They can suffer without your help in the future, because when they need your help, you're not going to be around to help them, and it's their own fault. Because the universe, it doesn't punish evil all that quickly, but it does punish stupidity really fast. As in the case of Danny Baker, for example, right? And racists too. They cut people off who could be their friends, colleagues, and all the rest. So they have less help in their lives than other people. And it serves them right. So what do you think? Those are my reasons. 1, a racist would not tweet that because they would know they're putting their job in jeopardy, and they would recognise the joke and the meaning of it in the first place. And two, a non-racist could indeed make that kind of mistake because they just don't look at people's race, and therefore it doesn't come into their calculations. Admittedly, for a media person, it really should have. Or he should be putting his tweets through an editor who can double check it. But it is what it is, as people say. Tell me, do you disagree with me? Do you think it couldn't have been an accident? If so, how do you address the points that I've made? Because I know when I look at people, I don't see their race unless they're making a big thing out of it, you know. I don't see their eye colour. I mean, these things are in my gaze, but they don't enter my consciousness at all. I'm not aware like that. Okay, I'm just going to wander around a little bit for a few minutes more, and then I'll head home, I suppose. So enjoy the video, and I'll see you some other time.
I agree, it's more